Hello, my dear students and viewers. Welcome back to my channel, Scorpio class. So here I am with one more informative and interesting video for all my dear viewers, especially for SLC students. Yes, we are going to discuss first language English passing package for the year 25-26 from the chapter A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. Yes, this is our first chapter of first language English textbook, and we are going to look at the important questions which is going to be a passing package. That means if you just go through these questions, this many question answers, you will be able to prepare for your examinations. So let's get started. But before that, if you are new to my channel and watching my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification of all the upcoming videos. And yes, if you feel that our content is helping you to learn better and save time or to improve your grades, please consider supporting us through the thanks button below the video. It will help us to motivate and make more such videos for you all. So yes, my dear viewers, let's get started without any ado. Here we have very first main from this chapter, which is extract based question. Yes, read the following extracts carefully, discuss in pairs, and write the answers to the questions given below them. So this is the question based on extracts. So first question, first extract given here is, as a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the busy girl of heaven was filled with pity. Okay, so this is an extract. Now, question A, who is compared to a lonely beggar? So the answer is the artist. Here, the artist is compared to the lonely beggar. Second question asked in this extract is, why was the girl filled with pity? Answer is, the girl was filled with pity to see that artist had no work. Okay, the main answer is, why did the girl feel pity? The girl felt pity on the artist because the artist had no work. When you go through the chapter, you will get to know the artist who was brought wrongly in the workers' paradise. When the girl looked at him having no work, at that time she felt pity on him, right? So she was filled with pity to see the artist. Why? Because he had no work. So this is the important keyword which you need to write. Next question here for this extract is, how did the girl offer to help him? Like, what offer did the girl give to the artist here? So answer is, she offered him work. Okay, because she felt pity, the person, the artist had no work, so she offered some of her work. Okay, so again, the explanation and the question answers and the summary of this chapter in detail is already uploaded in my channel in the playlist, and I'll be sharing the playlist link also in this video. You can go there and look at the entire explanation, textbook question answers, and summary as well. And here we are looking at the passing package of this chapter. So let's continue with the second one. When she set out for the torrent the next day, her hurrying feet were a little less hurried than before. So, what had happened the previous night? Like, when she set out for the torrent to the river's flowing stream the next day, her hurrying feet, like which she used to walk at a great speed, was a very little less hurried compared to the previous day. But why? So what had happened that previous night that her feet became less hurried? So the answer here is, she had examined the lines and colors drawn by the artist on the picture for a long time and was now engrossed in thinking about them. Okay, so what had happened last night? She had taken her picture back on which the lines and colors were drawn by the artist on the picture, that is water pot which she had, and she was looking for at it for the long time, trying to understand what was there in the lines and colors. What does it mean? So she was totally busy, engrossed, means she was totally busy thinking about them. What are those lines and colors and what is the meaning of them? So that's why she was not hurried or less hurried the next day. I hope this is understood and clear. Second sub question here is, what does hurrying feet suggest? Answer is, since there were no thoughts worrying about her mind, her feet were moving fast. What is hurrying feet in this extract? Hurrying feet means she was walking very fast because there were no thoughts in her mind earlier before she met the artist. Her feet was moving very fast. It was hurried, but later on it became less hurried because she had many thoughts about what is lying in color on the pot. So it became less hurried. So here we just have to write what is the meaning or the suggestion of hurrying feet. So it suggests that her mind was free from any thoughts, thus her feet were moving very fast. So that is hurrying feet. Next question, why did they become less hurried? So because she was lost in her thoughts about art, about the lines and colors which were drawn, okay, which is again an art. So she was lost in these thoughts. That's why her feet became less hurried the next day. So I hope this extract is clear. Let's go on to the question answers now. So here first we have 1 mark question. So why did the girl of the silent torrent feel sorry for the man? Okay. Answer, the girl at the silent torrent felt sorry for the man as he did not have any work. He did not have any work and was standing idle by the torrent. Just now we have seen in the extract based question also same question. This is an important question. Okay, it can be asked either for 1 mark or an extract based also. So the girl at the silent torrent felt sorry. She felt pity for the man because he had no work to do and he was standing idle by the torrent without doing any work. He was just wasting his time. Okay, this is the answer. Second question, why is the torrent in Workers' Paradise silent? Again, this is for 1 mark. The torrent was silent in Workers' Paradise as it did not want to waste its energy. Okay, because it did not want it to waste its energy singing. What is torrent here? Torrent is again the stream which is flowing. The water when it flows it makes noise, but here it was very calm and peacefully it was flowing. It was not making any noise. Why was it not making any noise there? Because the torrent also did not want it to waste its energy by making noises. It just wanted to do its work silently. Okay, so thus you write this answer. The torrent was silent in Workers' Paradise as it did not want to waste its energy singing over there. Next, moving to third question. Now here this is for 2 marks. Why did the elders of the Workers' Paradise become anxious? Answer, the elders of the Workers' Paradise became anxious because work had begun to suffer there. Many people who had been active before were now idle, wasting their precious time on useless things such as painting and sculpture. Okay, so these underlined lines are the main keywords and the key points of this answer. You can keep it in your mind and remember these points. Okay, why were the elders in the Workers' Paradise very anxious? Because the work had begun to suffer there. The work which was being done now, it became pending work, and many people who had been very actively working, now they became idle. They started thinking, they started wasting their precious time on useless things such as painting and sculpture, because they had no value for painting and sculpture. They had no time for painting and sculpture. They were doing only the work. So if the people are involved in this kind of work, then it is useless for them. So that's why the Workers' Paradise, elders of this paradise became anxious. Okay, they wanted to know what is happening and they wanted to stop this. Next important question, describe the attitude of men and women towards work in Workers' Paradise. Now this is 3 marks question. Okay, what was the attitude or what did they think about work in the Workers' Paradise, both men and women? So answer, men in Workers' Paradise say we haven't a moment to spare, means they don't have any time to spare or waste. Women whisper, let's move on, time's flying, time's precious, we have our hands full, we make use of every single minute, they sighed complainingly. So men said they had no time to waste, and the women also said same thing to each other, that let's move, the time is flying very quickly, it's very precious, we have so much of work in our hands and we should make use of every single minute. And they sighed complainingly, means they took a deep breath though they were complaining it, but they sighed complainingly. Their words made them happy and exalted. They worked throughout the day without leisure. Though they were complaining it, but it was not actually complaining in bad way, but it made them happy and feel superior. Exalted means feeling superior, that they are busy in the work. They work throughout the day without leisure, without having any free time. They used to work continuously. Okay, so this is the answer. Now, next question is of again 3 marks. At the end of the story, there is a complete change in the girl's attitude to life. Who should the credit go to? Is it to the idler, artist's ability to impact others, or is it the girl's readiness and open-mindedness to change? Okay, so at the end, you see in the story that the girl's attitude is changing, and she spends more time in painting, and she also agrees to go with the artist at the end, right? So who should the credit go to? Is it the idler who had the ability to make his impact, or was it the girl who was ready and open-minded to accept the change? So let's see the answer. Firstly, the artist has the ability to draw very well and attract the attention of others towards his art. Secondly, though the girl is not immediately ready to give attention to his art, she is open minded enough to consider it when he draws on her picture. After paying more attention to his art, she becomes so impressed with it that she is ready to go with him when he leaves the worker's paradise. Okay, so first of all, the artist had the ability to draw very well and attract the attention of others. Now, secondly, you see that the girl was not immediately ready to give attention to the art, but then she was open minded to consider it, to rethink it, to look at the picture and the drawing on it. And after paying more attention, she becomes very much impressed, and that is why she gets ready to go with the artist at the last by living the worker's paradise. Okay, so these are a few questions which can help you to prepare and score well in your board examination. I hope this question and answers were made clear. But yes, again, if you want to look at and listen at the entire explanation of this chapter and have textbook question answers or the summary, you can check my playlist, which the link I'll be sharing on the I button above, and you can have the detailed study of it. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and it was very informative for you all. If you found it interesting and if it is helping you to study better, please, once again, it's a request to click the thanks button below so that it can motivate us. So that's it for this video, and let's meet again. So stay tuned. We'll be coming back with a next chapter very soon. Thank you.